We'll call the beer board meeting for April 28th, 2020 at 7 o'clock in order. We're going to determine that there is a quorum here, so I'm going to take a roll call. Jimmy Favorman. Raymond Healy.
Here.
All right. Anthony Honeycutt.
Here.
Isabella Williams.
Here.
All right. Thank y'all for attending. We do have a quorum. Just a few housekeeping issues before we continue. We need to document that we are conducting this meeting by electronic means due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and it's necessary to protect the public health, safety, and welfare of the citizens, the city employees, and the elected officials from possible exposure to the virus. The meeting was advertised in the Murfreesboro Post on Tuesday, April 21st, 2020. The agenda was posted on the city's website on Friday, April 24th, 2020, and the meeting's packets were distributed electronically to the board members on April 21st, 2020. This meeting is being live streamed on Laverne Channel 3 and the city's YouTube channel. The video will be posted on YouTube after the conclusion of the meeting. I would ask the board members to be courteous and not interrupt each other when speaking. If you need to speak during, please ask and be recognized by me. After the caption is read for each item, I will ask the motion for a motion and then a second before the opportunity to discuss. If you make a motion or second, please identify yourself for the record. Please mute your phone if you're not speaking. Please silence your cell phones to eliminate background noise if possible. That being said, we're going to go ahead and start our minutes, and we need to approve our minutes at this time. So, has everyone had a chance to look over your minutes?
Yes.
Okay.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Okay, who was this?
Raymond Healy.
All right,
Raymond Healy makes a motion to approve the minutes from June 20th, 2019 meeting.
Okay, Mr. Healy, thank you.
Isabella Williams, I second it.
All right, we have a motion, a second. All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? All right, thank you. All right, now we need a motion. I guess I need to hand it over to Evan to take motions for the chair. Is that proper?
Or I can do it. It doesn't really matter too much. I'll take care of it. I don't know if Evan's got his agenda in front of him.
Yeah, I don't. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'll take it over and conduct the nomination and election of a chairman for a one-year term. At this time, is there anybody that would like to make a nomination to elect a chairman for a one-year term?
This is Dana Blair, and I would like to make the motion for Anthony Honeycutt for chair.
I
This is
second
Ray Healy.
Isabella Williams.
Okay, one at a time, please. Isabella?
I second.
All right.
Okay. Well, at this time, we'll take a vote to nominate and elect Anthony Honeycutt as chairman for a one-year term. All those in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? All right. Congratulations, Mr. Honeycutt. You will be the chairman for the next year. As far as operating this meeting tonight, do you feel comfortable doing that where you are? Or would you like for Dana to continue on after we finish the vice chairman election?
I'd like Dana to continue on with this one.
Okay. Well, we'll continue on and we'll go ahead and do the nomination and election for a vice chairman. Are there any nominations to elect a vice chairman for a one-year term?
I'd like to nominate Jimmy Favorman. This is Ray Healy.
Just as a note, Mr. Healy, Jimmy Favorman has submitted his resignation. Tonight was going to be his last meeting, so unfortunately, he's not going to be able to continue. So we'll need to pick somebody else for vice chairman.
Okay.
Is there a nomination?
This is Dana Blair, and I would like to nominate Isabella Williams.
This is Ray Healy. I second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to nominate and elect Isabella Williams for a one-year term as vice chairman. All those in favor signify by voting aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, congratulations, Miss Isabella. You will be the vice chairman for the next year. So at this point,
Thank you.
with Chairman Honeycutt's request, we'll turn it back over to Mr. Blair to run the remainder of this meeting.
All right, y'all good with that?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
All right, new business, distribution permit, beer permit application, Best Brands Incorporated, to be located at 4000 Centerpoint Drive, Laverne, Tennessee, 37086. The applicant is Best Brands Incorporated, and we're going to ask Mr. Curtis Harrington to introduce himself to the group and tell us a little bit about the company.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Blair, and good evening, Chairman and board members, Mr. Richardson. I and Best Brands very much appreciate you considering this application this evening. And I am the attorney for Best Brands, and I'm sitting here in my office downtown Nashville, and I apologize for not having a camera on my computer here at work, and I certainly wish that everything was normal and that I could be there to meet you all in person. I much prefer doing these sorts of things in person. I have had the opportunity to meet Mr. Richardson, and I appreciate him having me out. And so Best Brands is a traditional wine and spirits and beer wholesaler and distributor. They've been in business for over 35 years and had a warehouse on Cockrell Bend in Nashville, and they have a warehouse in Cleveland, Tennessee, that they use to service the Chattanooga and Knoxville area markets. And I say had a warehouse in Nashville because the mighty tornado of March the 3rd decided to pay that building a visit and throw a bunch of wine and whiskey and other things around. And so that storm has, substantially destroyed that building to the point where all inventory, that was held in that building has been destroyed, with the approval and oversight of revenue agents. And so fortunately, that week following, 2 weeks following the storm was quite a busy one. And fortunately, Mr. Turner, Scott Turner of Ajax Turner, had some space available there in Centerpoint Drive. And so we rushed and got on the phone and put notices out to federal, state, local officials, and were able to pick up and move, within a couple of weeks, operations and people and get a lease, which we submitted with the application finalized for the warehouse space, about 126,000 square feet there at 4,000 Centerpoint Drive. And so I'm here to tell you as much or as little as you'd like and answer any questions that you have. Certainly do my best.
All right, thank you, Mr. Harrington. Does anyone have any questions about this?
This is Ray Haley. I don't really have any questions after reading the information that we got and the situation from the tornadoes. I don't think we would have any pertinent questions for this particular application.
Okay. Do I have a motion then?
This is Ray Haley again. I'm making a motion to accept this application.
All right, I need a second.
Honeycutt, I'll second it.
Okay, it sounded like Isabella and Mr. Honeycutt both seconded, so I'm going to say that we have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All right. Any opposed? All right, thank you. Next order of business, Mr. Harrington.
All right, thank you all. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you very much for being on the call as well. Just get with
Sure.
Mr. Richardson sometime this week, and we'll have the permit signed and get you back into business doing what you need to do, okay?
Great.
Thank you very
And I'd
much.
say we look forward to being there in Laverne as long, a year plus, however long it takes to rebuild a big old building here in Nashville. So I think we'll be there for a little while. So thank you all so much.
I think you just stay in Laverne, okay?
Williams.
That's right, exactly.
Yeah, really,
If,
stay here with us.
maybe if Mr. Turner had his way, he wouldn't mind that either, you know. So, we'll see what happens.
All right. Well, thank you, sir.
All right, thank you.
All right. Next order of business, recommendation to the Vergne Beer Board of Mayor and Aldermen, ordinance to amend Title 8, Chapter 3 of the Laverne Municipal Code by adding a new section regarding special event beer permits. Bruce, I'm going to ask you if you would like to explain anything on this or any information.
Certainly, this is an amendment to the municipal code, as was stated, for special event beer permits. We have had a request from at least one city council member and several in the community to be able to host various events, like at Veterans Memorial Park, where there may be an opportunity to either sell or give away beer. And so that's what this ordinance would allow. This is just a recommendation to the Board of Mayor and Aldermen to either approve or deny this ordinance. After it is heard tonight, it will go to the Board of Mayor and Aldermen for their final decision. But basically, the state law does allow for this type of permit, and this ordinance was written using several other cities as examples of what their requirements were. And there's nothing really special in this. It is just basically a way to allow consumption of beer within an approved area at a special event. Are there any questions?
Yes, Isabel Williams.
Go ahead, Isabella.
Okay, with all this, so like on the 4th of July, when we have our 4th of July or Old Timers Day, then this means that they would be able to get a beer permit and sell beer at that time?
Yes, that is a possibility to sell it like at the park or whatever, wherever the special event may be held.
Okay, if it's a special event that's other than a city item, other than a city event, like an individual event or something, would they have to consider security and policing? Would they be liable? The people who are doing the event, would they be liable for paying for that?
Yes, inside this form, it does have different requirements that they have to complete as far as what they're going to handle. It talks about the specific location, the specific parameters, the anticipated number of people attending the event, any plans for proposed temporary closure of public right-of-ways, plans for security and policing the event. They will also have to provide a certificate of insurance to the city, naming the city as an additional insured, and then, the normal permissions to run a background check and whatnot. So they will have to consider all of these things, and then, of course, it will have to come before the beer board for approval. So this board would have the authority, to make whatever requirements I think necessary for, to provide those things for the special event.
So each event would have
Okay.
to be approved.
Right, each event will have to have a resolution from the Board of Mayor and Aldermen to authorize beer sales at that event.
Okay.
For instance, Old Timers Festival. The Board of Mayor and Aldermen would have to approve a resolution authorizing, that as an event that this could be used at. And then the applicant would have to apply through the beer board for that event and get approval from the beer board to be able to do this. So it's kind of a two-step process. We're not just going to do it at any city special event. It's only going to be for specific ones that the Board of Mayor and Aldermen approve.
Okay.
Question.
Okay, who's
I
got
got a question. This is, now let's say you say the Old Timers event, when they apply to get the permit, now they're going to have to reapply next year if they're going to try it again, right?
Yes, sir.
So it's a one-time event, the application.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Okay, good. All right, thank you.
All right, any other comments or questions?
I have another question. Isabella Williams.
Go ahead.
The question, Bruce, I'm asking, on the, say if would they need to also sell some kind of food along with the beer? Do you see what I mean? I would hate for someone to have just a party up there at the city park. And, is there some kind of thing where in there that would say that they have to at least have food and beer? They just can't be beer?
Yeah, that is currently not a requirement for this, and in looking at other cities, I don't believe they have that requirement either. So
Okay.
they would not have to do that for the special event only. That would still be a requirement for a regular beer permit, at a restaurant or whatnot.
Right. I just, I don't want someone to come in and get ask for a permit just so they can have a party at the park. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, ma'am, but remember, this is only for certain special events that are approved by the Board of Mayor and Aldermen.
Oh, okay. So it would all have to be approved. They just couldn't come and get a permit and go to the park and have a party.
No.
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions? Do we have a motion to send this to the mayor and alderman?
Favorable recommendation.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Do a favorable or an unfavorable
Yes,
recommendation.
favorable or unfavorable recommendation.
Ray Healy, I make a favorable recommendation and send it to the mayor and alderman.
Okay, and I'll make that second.
It-
So we have Mr. Healy and myself, Dana Blair, making the recommendation for the approval for the mayor and board of aldermen to approve.
Just need to vote.
So I need a vote on this. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? All right, thank you very much. Is there any other business that needs to be brought before the board? I'd like to say congratulations, Anthony and Isabella, for your new positions. And I'm sure we'll keep traveling this way, okay?
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you, everyone.
All right.
Thank you. It's good to talk to everybody.
If there's no other business, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I second
Here,
it.
make a motion to
Isabel Williams.
adjourn.
Okay.
Yes.
Mr. Healy, Ms. Williams,
Yes.
motion and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right. Thank you very much. We'll close this meeting.
Hey, y'all
Meeting
be safe.
adjourned.
Thanks, everybody.